Hey, 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 this is Sarah Noel Block, and you are listening to Tiny Marketing. This is the Uncut Summer Series, where you are getting the raw, unfiltered, unedited recordings from our interviews, webinars, and workshops. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ridiculousness. Every summer, we do something a little different around here. For the third year in a row, we're bringing back the Uncut Summer Series. And if you're new around here, this is the part of the year where I stop pretending everything is polished and perfect. Well, as much as I try, it's not always polished and perfect. During the summer, we moved to bi-weekly publishing schedule. And instead of creating brand new podcast episodes every week, we share real conversations, unfiltered, unedited, the stuff that usually happens behind the scenes. So why does the Uncut Summer Series exist? Most podcast content is heavily planned. I'm thinking about what is happening next quarter so I can prep you for it now. Like, what do you need to worry about in the fall during the summer? And that is just a bit much for the summer. I'll be honest. Let's just chill. And the other side of it is the best insights often happen during live conversations. Something that you guys have been talking to me about in my DMs will pop into my head, and all of a sudden an aha moment comes in and I'm like, oh my God, this is the solve for that. And another thing is listeners tell you that they love hearing the real questions, the real challenges, and the real conversations from consultants in the trenches. However, you are only hearing the polished versions of that. The interviews, the parts where I'm sharing one thing that you can do by the end of it, which is awesome. That's the reason I have the format the way I have it 9 months of the year, because it's helpful for you to learn one tangible thing that you can do to move your business forward for the next week. But a lot that comes with that is you're missing out on those lively conversations that happen and the stories that are happening with my actual clients and the people that I'm talking to every day. Sometimes the most valuable thing isn't another perfectly crafted framework or task for you to do that week. It's listening to someone else work through a challenge in real time. And honestly, summer feels like the perfect season for that. It's a little chaotic. It's a little relaxed. Yeah, those are opposite, but it's true for the summer. It's just a different energy. And that's why every single summer I like to change the format of my podcast so it feels like the chaos of an outdoor concert where you're like, is it going to rain? Am I going to have to find a garbage bag to pull over my head? I love thinking about my podcast in terms of music. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I'm a big music person. I'm at concerts every single month. And I kind of think of my podcast in terms of music too. So I think of the Uncut Summer Series like those chaotic music festivals where, you can get rained out. It can be super hot. Maybe the musician's going to jump into the crowd. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's the way I like it. So that's what we're doing for summer. But I'm making it slightly different for 2026. This year, we're changing things up. Previous years, I only shared the uncut interviews from previous seasons, or I shared the audio from my workshops. Sometimes I shared recordings from behind the scenes sessions with people. This year, I'm going to do things slightly different because I want to experiment. After I did the 3 days to 3 sales calls challenge, I had to really push myself out of a box and do a lot more live streaming. For any OGs listening, then you know that the early years, this is how I did it. I did live streams every single week, and then I used the audio for my podcast. And I'm doing something like that now. So I'm going to do 1 to 2 live streams every month over the summer and just experiment and see how that feels now. I'm going to take the audio from those live streams and they're going to become podcast episodes. So you'll also hear some of the best trainings that we've hosted throughout 2026, but it's going to be a mix. So previous years, I would give you a lot of rewind episodes, some of my most popular ones, and maybe workshops that I was doing. This year, we're going to do a little bit more new content around live streams and trainings you haven't experienced yet. So this summer, I'm going to think about it like opening the vault, making it a little bit more intimate. You'll actually be able to watch me record the podcast episodes that you're hearing in a live stream. So we've had some incredible guests this year talking about sales and positioning, lead generation, community building, referrals, websites, and all things solo consultants need to actually get clients. And instead of having those trainings collect dust or live behind a paywall, I'm going to bring them to the podcast. Not all of them. Some of them are secret, booked out in 6 workshops only, but some of them I'm going to share with you on the podcast this summer. Now, speaking of things I'm ridiculously excited about, in September, we're hosting the Solo Consultant Summit. So let's talk about that. It's built specifically for solo B2B consultants. The entire focus of the summit will be on sales and lead generation. So we're not going to have any fluff, no generic business advice, just practical strategies from people who actually help consultants get clients and the consultants themselves. I already have over 30 applicants to speak at the summit, so I can tell you they're freaking amazing. They really are. I handpicked some of them, and some of them applied on their own, but we're narrowing it down to 20 speakers for this. They're going to share 15 to 20-minute trainings on one thing you can do to generate leads and close sales as a B2B consultant. It's going to be amazing. We'll also have some live sessions in there. We're going to do a podcast swap party. We're going to do a live panel, and I'm going to share one more thing, but I'll tell you about that in a second. We've curated an incredible lineup, and every session is designed around that one question that I'm always asking. How do solo consultants get booked out without burning out? I'm so excited about it. This has been something I've been working on for months already. It's not happening until September, but a summit is a lot of work. We're going to have trainings, panels, live conversations, and a few surprises. I'm going to bring back my challenge bingo card for the summit because that went really, really well. People enjoyed that, enjoyed the prizes. So I'm bringing that back. If you've ever felt like most business advice is built for agencies, venture-backed startups, online businesses, or businesses with giant teams, well, you're not wrong. Most advice is about that. So this is something that's built just for you. Okay, now let's get into the little tease that I wanted to tell you about. This is going to be announced officially at the summit. But I have a secret October project that's happening. I shouldn't talk about it yet. I know that, but I'm excited. And I'm not ready to tell you exactly what it is. Only a handful of people know exactly what it is. But I can tell you why we're building it. So you've spent years helping solo consultants build businesses. One challenge keeps showing up. Growth is easier when you're doing it with people who understand your world. Being a solo consultant is lonely. You're alone, hence the word solo in it. And it's difficult to find a community of people who can support you. So we're building something different. And if you have been around here for a while, you know I love niche communities. And I know so many of them back and to front, inside and out. And this is going to be different. This isn't like that. It'll happen in seasons. It'll help solo consultants get booked out together. It'll be practical. It'll be collaborative. And most importantly, it'll be accessible. I'll leave it there for now because if I tell you more, I might get fired. I'd be firing myself, I guess. But I can't get into more of that. But I'll leave it there. So that's what's happening this summer. Expect real conversations, live streams, and some of our favorite trainings from this past year, and then a few surprises. And if you're listening while you're walking your dog or driving to a client meeting, hiding from your inbox, or pretending to work while planning your next offer, I'm glad you're here. This year's Uncut Summer Series is going to be a good one, so let's get into it. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and rate and review, but most importantly, tell your friends. Share this episode with a friend so other people know about Tiny Marketing and our Uncut Summer Series. I will see you next week with another great one. Hey there, fellow founders. Are you looking to unlock the secrets behind rapid business growth? Join my vibrant meetup group where we dive into masterclasses on game-changing strategies every single month. We've tackled topics like building a lean marketing engine, crafting killer lead magnets, and leveraging gateway offers to sell high-ticket offers. And trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next one. Come share your experiences, learn from the best, and let's grow together. Sign up and be part of the next masterclass by going to events.sarahnoelblock.com. That's events.sarahnoelblock.com.